Hello Crafty Budgeters, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. On this channel we are working to craft a budget and a lifestyle to become debt free. Today we are going to be doing our weekly check-in for the first paycheck of May, and then we're going to be breaking down and setting up our paycheck for the second paycheck of May. Whew, that was a lot. That just came out of my mouth, but yeah, I'm excited. Also, can you see my new sweatshirt? Shout out to my mother-in-law. She and my sister-in-law got these sets, this like sweatpants sets from Old Navy, and I kept on saying I wanted one, and the other day she handed me a bag and this was in it, and it's so cozy and warm. So thank you, Mom. Even though it's getting warmer outside, there's still that like in-between weather where it's kind of cool in the morning and then it gets warm at night. So this is the perfect outfit that I can throw on because it's gonna keep me nice and warm. And I just love the color. It's tie-dye, it's teal to my girl Bunny Budgets. I know you like my other teal sweatshirt, but I got another one. Or turquoise teal, no, it's definitely not coral, but turquoise or teal. That is, yeah, one of my favorite colors. So we are gonna get right into it. If you are not subscribed to the Crafty Budgeter fam, what you're waiting on, hit that subscribe button, like and comment. We have fun over here. We are working to pay off 6 figures of debt, and budgeting by paycheck really helps us to do that. So the first thing that we do when we walk through our weekly check-in is just to do a brief overview of our two-page spread, and I don't go into detail on literally every expense because I believe it takes too long and y'all don't really need to know every single purchase that I make. You might want that, but I ain't sharing all that information. But these are my categories: groceries, eating out, gas, personal, and miscellaneous, and you can see what colors correspond to that. And then I added this yellow color for the expenses that I had to use our sinking funds are. So definitely make sure that you stick around on tomorrow because I'm going to be doing a whole overview of our sinking funds, checking in, stuffing it, having some fun with that as well. The first thing that we're going to do is our weekly check-in. Let's get started. Okay, so we are checking in for the week 1. I know it's not the first week of May, but it's our first paycheck of May because last month in April, we were paid 3 times because it was a 5-week month. So this check-in is going to be from May 7th through May 13th. So for our groceries, we budgeted $125, and y'all, do you see I have the black pen with me because we only spent $91. So we have a remaining of $34. Y'all, you know, I think I might have to break up with Giant because those receipts that I get after I check out, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna add up to a lot. Like, I'm only getting a couple of things. And then I get to the cashier, or my husband gets to the register, and it is astronomical, like so much money. Also, I have to give a shout out to my husband because he used some of his own personal money to get some stuff for the families. He made us some steaks on the grill. Yum. Yum. And he used his own money to do it because he realizes that like groceries are expensive. We are trying to reach some of our goals, and it would have just pushed us over budget if he used our cash for that. So shout out to you. Love you, husband. All right. So for personal, y'all, 0. Your girl didn't spend anything last week. I am on a roll. I think whatever happened to me, in February when I was literally going over budget every week for the personal, and then last month and in April I was only giving myself $5. I think that really helped put me in check and make me realize that like the things that I would typically spend my money on, it's not really worth it. And I have some other goals I'm trying to reach. So if I have to make the sacrifice of not spending some money on my own random things, then so be it. All right, so for eating out, we budgeted $35 and we spent $33.99. So we have $1.01 remaining. All right, and then we get to gas, and let me just bring this red pen over. And you know, I think we would have been fine on the gas category, but the world went crazy last week with the pipeline being hacked and everybody and their mama going to the gas store. Please let me know if you watched that video of that woman at the gas station putting gas in a plastic bag. Then I saw another one with a gentleman putting gas in some Tupperware. You know, times get rough, but I'm like, there has to be a better way. There just has to be a better way to go about doing things. And you don't want to have that in your car, just rolling around in the back seat. Like, what in the world? So, with that being said, we filled up on all of our cars, and I'm talking like we have like 15 cars. We literally don't. We have 3 cars, and even that sounds like a lot, but one car is like an old ride or die, been with the family for like ever. And so yeah, so for gas, we spent $75.28. Also, I'm not sure which one of my sisters in the budgeting community said that their gas was $4.50. I believe they live in California, and I believe it's oh, I can't remember her name. I'll put it in the on the screen if I can remember it. But $4.50, what in the world? It's $3.19 around our way, and with the BJ card, thank goodness for BJ's, it's like $2.98, and then we had some giant rewards. We got 20 cents off, but even still, $75? $75. It's crazy. So we are over budget. Let's just $25.28. And you know, at this point, it is what it is because we needed it just to make sure that we had gas in our cars because we didn't know what was going to happen. So we used some of the money in our other categories as well as our sinking funds to make up that cost. It wasn't expected, and we just had to do it. You know, it happens sometimes. So then for miscellaneous, we budgeted $15 and we spent only $12. I don't know why I did the 2 first. $12. And so we have $3 remaining. So, you know, all in all, we didn't do too bad. I am not counting this as like a loss because it was just what needed to be done. It wasn't like we were just overspending to overspend, you know? But I'm glad we had the money to be able to fill up our cars, and we still did amazing in the categories. Y'all know that groceries we were going over every week last month, and a goal for me this month is to stay in budget for groceries and personal. We are starting off strong. We are starting off strong. 2 snaps for that. I'm excited. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is break down our budget for the second paycheck in May. Hey y'all, so I realized I was a little bit too excited to do my breakdown and forgot to actually show you the paycheck budget from last week and just do a quick overview of how we did and what our ending balance looked like. So our starting balance was the same. The gym membership didn't come out, so I added that to this week's breakdown. I'm not sure what happened. I think I had the dates wrong. It's not, I think I double checked. So that didn't come out, but daycare is the same every time. And then for our variable expenses, everything I've transferred over. The only thing that you see that we were over was $75 for that gas. And then we did pull the $375 for the bills. And for the buffer, we used $49.74. Again, for some of those expenses like gas that we went over, just to make sure that we covered ourselves. So then at the bottom, you'll see that everything pretty much stayed the same, but we added we had a little bit left over, so we put $64.83 to the buffer. So not bad. We didn't go over a budget technically because we were under in some of the other areas. So we did good for the first paycheck of May. So now, finally, we'll go through the breakdown for the second paycheck of May. If this is your first video, I just want to make a note that our starting balance doesn't include our ties. We put money towards our mortgage every week. Doesn't include that, and it doesn't include our full salary. This is just after I've taken all of those things into account. This is how much we have left over. Quickly going over our fixed expenses and variable expenses. Daycare is always $150 per week, which I'm starting to get a little nervous because next month my son will be going 5 days a week, so this number will be increasing, and I'm just gonna have to rework the budget and figure that out. But that's what the joy of budgeting is that you can make those changes and see what's happening in your lives at a specific season and a specific time and make the changes accordingly. You'll see the gym, I put that into this week's. Apple, $3.98, timeshare, $32.50, Hulu, our car, this is just the remaining amount that's needed after we pulled out the money that we had put aside for bills last week. Our car insurance, $148, and then our electric is $147. That totals to $783. So to get the remaining, I take the total of the starting balance to the total of the fixed expenses to our remaining of $1,429. I'll move you up a little bit. And then let me zoom in so you actually can see a little bit better. And then for our variable expenses, typically these expenses stay pretty much the same from week to week. The only one that changes from the first week to the remaining weeks of a month is groceries, because I always give us a little bit more money in the beginning of the month. So $115 for groceries, eating out $35, gas $45. I'm hoping we won't need to really use this at all. Well, I'm sure we'll need it some, but not have to use a good majority of it because we just got that gas a couple of days ago. Personal is getting $40, and personal and miscellaneous is split between my husband and I. So he gets an amount, I get an amount. The amount that I get is what is stuffed in our cash stuffings video. The bills, like I said, this is how much I am putting aside for our AES bill that will happen at the end of the month, and then $75 in our buffer. I like to have a little bit of money in our buffer because, like what happened this week, Easy Pass again and Serious again. Y'all, if I don't call them, can someone remind me, like send me a message this week to be like, Brittany, remember to call so you can check to see what's going on, because if I get another random expense and hit to our checking account, I'm going to be pissed. Well, I'm already pissed, but I just got to remember to do it. All of that comes to $523.29 with a remaining of $873. No, that's not what it is. $878. Y'all, I'm making up numbers over here. All right. And then the last portion is the plan. That's what I do for our debt and savings. Something I'm starting differently this month is typically for our Great Lakes loan and our Fed loan. Those are the loans that are under the CARES Act, so we're not paying on them. And typically I put all of that money towards our debt snowball, which our debt snowball for the month is $1,000. So about $250 per week that we put to our debt. What I'm going to be doing a little bit differently is I'm going to be splitting that amount for the Great Lakes and for the Fed loan and putting half of it to the debt snowball, but then I'm going to be putting half of it to emergency fund. Y'all, I'm trying to get this emergency fund of the $5,000 together as soon as possible. I really don't want to wait until the end of the year to finally accumulate that money, because life happens, emergencies happen, and I want to make sure we have a good cushion, and I will kind of explain why in an upcoming video. I am like really thinking about that because I literally had to make a $397,000. Oh gosh, if it was that much, like I would be bawling my eyes out. But a $397 expense, well, it's not an expense, but payment for my car that I leased for a disposition fee. Y'all don't even get me started. So I had to dip into savings emergency fund to do that, and I just need this $5,000 to be there because of these random expenses. That wasn't necessarily an emergency, but it was an expense that we didn't budget for, and we didn't have the money in our car sinking fund, so I had to dip from other areas, and that emergency fund is one of those areas that I could thankfully dip from. So I'm going to be doing things a little bit different. So you'll see that typically I have $50 that goes to emergency fund, but since the Great Lakes normal amount is $400, I'm putting $200 to the debt snowball and $200 to emergency fund. 100 envelope challenge is getting $78. And y'all, I'm even thinking about pausing that and putting that money that I would be stuffing in these envelopes to go to the emergency fund to get us done a little bit faster. What do you think? Do you think I should stick with the 100 envelope challenge week by week, or put it on pause and put that money to the emergency fund and pick right back up when we reach that 5,000? Let me know. I'm still contemplating. I need y'all help. Help a sister out. And then sinking funds is $100 that we're going to be stuffing. And then that all equals $878, which we are a zero-based budget family. So 878 minus 878 is 0. So that's pretty much the overview of how I broke down the second paycheck in May. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure you subscribe to the Crafty Budgeter fam. We have fun over here, like I said in the beginning. Like and comment. Let me know what you think. All of the pages that you saw me do on this video is in my Etsy shop, the Crafty Budgeter. I have this is the May bundle kit, but I also have a plain just black and white version. So feel free to check the Crafty Budgeter Etsy shop out, and make sure you come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be stuffing some money. Y'all, I'm a little hyped. I can't wait. Y'all don't want to miss it. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Bye-bye.